Hey bread gang, I hope everyone's doing good, keeping safe, and happy Friday. In today's video, I want to chat to you guys about Aterian, so ticker symbols ATER. Aterian's been making some interesting moves the past couple of days. So in today's video, I'm going to go through the price action and also go through the short interest flow. But before I get into today's video, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further uploads, especially if you're following Aterian. So we start off with the short interest data. So from my last video, the short flow on loan was sitting at 52%, and most recently it's gone up to 89%. So there's been a huge increase in terms of percentage of the short flow interest. And also out on loan, the shares equivalent basically has gone up to 18 million shares out on loan. That 89% float that's out on loan equates to roughly around 18 million shares. So what does this mean? Basically means that there's an increase in short sellers basically shorting this stock. They believe that the price is going to fall. They want to capitalize on the decline of the price of Aterian. And also, it could also mean that there's a lot of short sellers that were trapped with the initial rise of the price. So they're adding more shares, borrowing more shares because they really want this price to fall so that they can either break even because they were trapped before or get out at a much smaller loss that they were sitting at already. So nevertheless, the short flow interest has increased. But on the flip side, the more short sellers jump in this market and start shorting this price. And as the price starts rising, basically goes against them, especially those who are already trapped and they're adding to that position basically to get the price falling even further down. If the price doesn't fall and starts to rise again or continues rising, then they will be trapped even more and therefore they'll be definitely forced to buy back the position. So if we then hop over to the chart of Aterian, so in particular looking at the daily chart, from my last video the price was sitting pretty much around the 10 period moving average, and then I stated that if the price stays above it for a couple of sessions, then we're likely to head up to test the $18 resistance. But this wasn't the case actually, because the next couple of days the price actually fell. But I also stated that this was pretty much a possibility, seeing as looking at the RSI there was some variation in the RSI divergence, which meant that basically the bullish momentum was decreasing. And with the bullish momentum decreasing, especially on the session of the 22nd of September, with the bullish momentum decreasing, then that meant that a lot of short sellers getting in the market because they'll see that, look, the bullish momentum is decreasing, this is the best time to get in. And it really was for short sellers the best time to get in, because after that there was a gap basically from $16, a gap down to $14 and continued heading down, effectively breaking the 10 period moving average. They didn't stop there. The price continued falling. The bulls tried to hold the price above the 10 period moving average. Price continued falling for the next couple of sessions. The trend is bearish at the moment, right? And not only bearish, but the momentum is towards the bearish side. So the bearish momentum might be picking up. It might start getting strong. But nevertheless, the price actually fell down to this support roughly around $9, which I did state in my previous video that that was a support that the price was likely to head down to that. And if it did break the 10 period moving average, the price was likely to head down to test that. And that's exactly what the price did, because it headed down on the 29th of September. The 30th of September, the price came down, tested it. The bears pretty much tested that support just to see if the support would hold or if it was going to be a weak support, and then they can just break down it and continue sending this price even further down. But the bulls held strong on this, and as you can see, pretty much on the session of 28th and 29th, even though there were bearish candles and predominantly bearish sessions, but the volume was actually pretty low. So the volume on those 2 days was roughly around 19 million. Well, 19 million on the 28th and then 17 million on the 29th, which means that the bearish momentum, seeing as the price was below or just broke below the 10 period moving average, which is a very good momentum indicator, or in terms of moving averages, the price is above it, then the momentum is likely to be strong to the bullish side. If it's below it, momentum is likely to be strong to the bearish side. So the fact that the price broke below the 10 period moving average, I was expecting volume to start picking up and the momentum to start picking up to the bearish side, but this wasn't the case. Bullish momentum is actually still quite strong on the longer term, and again I'll show you that. And also the price is actually heading towards the support. So a lot of bulls, a lot of buyers were sitting around this area waiting to see what the price would do at this area, especially seeing as intraday when the price came down to test the support and started heading back up. A lot of buyers would have been like, you know what, this is the time to get in, let me get in. And therefore you can see the price actually pretty much as a huge bullish rejection, and sending the price even all the way up to this more or less test the 10 period moving average or get very close to it, although there's some bearish rejection. So there's effectively a fight. It's almost equal, but the bulls won that. So in today's session, it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially seeing as it's Friday, it's the end of the week. There might be a lot of fighting between the bulls and the bears, basically to close the candle on the weekly somewhere, so effectively consolidate on an actual price for the end of the week starting into next week. So in the RSI, you can see the actual bullish close pretty much sent the RSI value from 49 to 51. So the bullish momentum is starting to pick up. So we'll see if that was just momentarily basically from yesterday, and today's session will be bearish and then the RSI start falling. But again, we'll see what the momentum's saying. We'll see who wins today's session, whether it's the bulls or the bears. Whether we get a red candle or we get a green candle. If we do get a red candle and today's session closes bearish, then the price is likely to retest this $9 support. And if the $9 support holds, then I can see it pretty much heading up to test the $12 resistance, and effectively just bouncing between $9 and $12, or bouncing between $9 and the 10 moving average until it breaks the 10 moving average. And if the price breaks the 10 moving average, most likely going to be next week if that's the case. If the price breaks it, then the price is going to continue heading up to test the $18 resistance. And lastly, looking at the MACD, there's actually a dead cross that's been formed. So the dead cross has been formed, and not only has it been formed, but the actual bearish momentum is picking up on the MACD. So this shows that the next couple of days we might see some bearish activity. So if there's going to be bullish activity, then basically the bulls need to eat up at the bearish momentum right now and turn this dead cross into a golden cross or head towards the golden cross. But if we then hop over to the weekly chart, pretty much what's going on in the weekly chart is like the opposite of what's going on the daily chart. In terms of the daily chart is more bearish, but on the weekly chart is more bullish. So seeing as the daily chart, the price was below the 10 moving average, on the weekly chart, the price just broke above the 10 moving average, and it seems like it's holding above that for now. The bears are trying to bring the price back down to test the moving average, but nevertheless the bears actually brought the price down. And also looking at the $9 support on the daily chart, it actually coincides to a good support on the weekly. So a good support that's been tested once, twice, 3 times, and then broke on the 4th time on the 30th of November 2020. And then after the resistance got broken, effectively became potential support, sending the price all the way up to $42. And then more recently, when the price came back down to test it, the bears broke it. So this price level has been pretty much going from resistance to support to resistance to support. So this is a very key level, in my opinion. It's a key level, and it was broken on the 7th of September. And not only was it broken, but the bulls broke above the 10 moving average. So again, the momentum on the weekly side is bullish. That's why I was saying that short term, it looked like the price was actually bearish. So long term, it's looking like it's bullish, because on the price got to that support of $9, and you can see there's a lot of bullish rejection, basically bringing the price back up. So it'll be interesting to see where the price closes today, and I believe it's likely going to head more towards the $12 today, even though the pre-market is lower. But I believe the price might more than likely head up towards that $12. But if it doesn't, then it's likely to head down to test the $9 again. And if it tests that, if the $9 holds, then I can see the price definitely heading up to rip through that $12. That's all we need really to see that, look, this is a key level, and not only is it a key level, but it's actually holding as a good support. And looking at the MACD on the weekly chart, it's pretty much contradicting the MACD on the daily chart, because the MACD on the daily chart was saying, look, a dead cross is being formed, fam. This is going to be bearish, start selling everything you have, etc. If you're a MACD trader, etc., that's what you'd be looking at. But on the weekly chart, it's saying, nah, look, the price is actually on the golden cross, is going to start heading up. And then you can see, so this is partially why I like to look further afield. So look especially at the weekly chart, and then look at the daily chart to decide overall, just to see the bigger picture, because you could get a lot of contradicting messages if you just focus on one time frame. You need to understand multiple time frame analysis. So on the weekly, the MACD is actually on the golden cross. So the momentum, and not only that, but the momentum has been more or less decreasing, even though the bearish candles have been getting bigger, especially heading towards breaking that $9 support. But nevertheless, if you look at the momentum on the MACD, it's actually been decreasing. There's been certain areas where the momentum has picked up, but those could have been just bear traps. The short sell and looking at the MACD, this would have been a good time to short sell because at $4, there's a gap low, so that's a lot of bearish activity. And looking at the MACD, the momentum, the histogram, the momentum is actually strong, you know, so you'd be like, you know what, this is a good time, especially looking at the next session on the 16th of August is bearish and the momentum is even getting stronger. You'd be thinking, you know what, I'm in the money right here. That was a good call. And then the next day, boom, it's a bullish engulfing to engulf both candles, and after that the price hasn't looked back. So that's why you'll be panicking as a short seller and looking at the golden cross that is being formed here. The momentum, bullish momentum, is actually getting stronger. So long term, I believe we're going to see a lot more bullish candles. I believe the price is likely to break above this $12 resistance and head up to the $18 resistance, get within this range between $12 and $18. But again, guys, these are just my thoughts and opinions on what I believe the market is going to do based on what it's telling me. And just remember that what I'm saying is more of a longer term thing. It's like maybe into weeks, into months. All right, guys, don't come and comment and be like, nah, this is not happening, you know, because I said that you think that the price is going to do it right now. No, that's not how you invest. That's not how you trade. Just what the market is telling me. Make sure you guys do your own background DD on it if this is the right investment for you to get in or to hold on to. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further uploads, especially if you're invested in Aterian or any other stocks that I cover on this channel. And guys, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know this is the kind of content you like to see, and I'll continue coming out with updates, regular updates on Aterian, let you guys know what the price is. And also in other videos, let me know that's the kind of content you guys like to see. And comment below, let me know your thoughts on Aterian. Do you like the stock? Do you like the company? Do you like what they do, what they stand for? And do you want to back them 100%? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video.